Hello, my name is Frank Massinio and I am the principal and founder of Solutions Architecture. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to learn a little bit more about Lincoln Park Public Schools' upcoming referendum and the facilities upgrades program which it represents. This referendum was put together through the efforts of the Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, Business Administrator, and Director of Facilities. So what are we proposing? The Lincoln Park School District is requesting funding for a facilities renovation program at both the middle and elementary schools. That would contain, in addition, various capital projects such as classroom and main office renovations, roof, window, and boiler replacements, as well as HVAC upgrades via a targeted referendum vote on March 8, 2022. The district believes that upgrading the facilities will help support the progressive educational programs they want to offer. So why now? While the Board of Education and the administration have successfully addressed many project needs within the operating budget, there is a need to do more. Borrowing rates right now are at reasonable lows, but they won't stay there forever. By allowing the school district to finance these projects over many years, that cost is spread out over the generations who will use the upgraded facilities. Another significant reason as to why now is a good time for the district to entertain a referendum is that state aid is available and has been approved. For any project funded through a referendum that is tied to education or maintenance, the state of New Jersey will provide up to 34% on eligible projects. This could mean millions of dollars for Lincoln Park. So how did we get here? The district didn't just come up with these projects. This has been a well thought out plan that dates back to February of 2021, when the district commissioned Solutions Architecture to conduct a facilities audit of both the middle school and elementary school. From March, we met with the district and facilities manager to review the hot topics and the imminent needs that needed to be addressed. From April of 21 through the summer, the buildings were scanned using a 3D scanner and virtual models of each building was constructed. Architects and engineers walked the buildings and evaluated the schools to review, evaluate, and identify improvements that needed to be done. In October, the final facilities audit website was presented to the administration and the projects were reviewed and discussed. The report at that time identified some $31 million worth of capital improvements. From October through November of 21, the district vetted the project list and came up with a reasonable scope of work and palatable costs that address the most important of needs. The Department of Education submission was made and approvals were received on November 25, 2021. The projects included in this referendum will support the following priorities. Enhanced learning environments. The district firmly believes that facilities support learning, and without updates, they cannot expand the curriculum to support the aggressive and progressive programs they want to offer. Student and staff safety, while it's always been a priority, it is more than ever crucial to make sure that our schools have the physical systems and technology available to protect students and staff. Keeping up to date with operations. So much of what these facilities are about is behind the scenes, the windows, the roofing, the boilers, the doors. All of this infrastructure goes unnoticed day to day, but it is crucial to keep these systems in operational condition. So while a large majority of this referendum was focused on capital projects like roofs, boilers, doors, and HVAC equipment, the district was intent on providing something for everyone. We wanted to focus on including much-needed projects that the community can see and value, and that directly impact students. These include classroom additions and renovations, as well as unit ventilators, air conditioning, rooftop units. These will help address safety concerns surrounding COVID. So what are the proposed projects? The projects included in this referendum will address the following project categories to ensure that these facilities, when completed, will assist in enhancing learning. Enhanced learning environments, which include arts, learning, wellness, student and staff safety, and operations. The capital and educational projects that are included, beginning at the elementary school, we've included a classroom addition that will house 4 needed classrooms. It will include all furniture, fixtures, and equipment, and it will allow the district to move pre-K classrooms out of the middle school and back into the elementary school where they belong. Unit ventilator replacements. The individual classroom unit ventilators and controls in many cases are original to the building, and they will be replaced with unit ventilators and controls that will provide enhanced ventilation, filtration, and air conditioning. These projects will also include electrical service upgrades for those units. Roof section replacement. These roofs, while they have been updated over the years, there are still many sections left that are older, foam roofing sections that are beyond their useful life. They will be replaced with long-term built-up roofing systems that offer a 25 to 30-year warranty. Window replacements. Older, deteriorated, and single-pane wings will be replaced with newer, high-efficiency and dual-insulated glazing. The elementary school, 4 classroom additions. You can see a concept of this here. This addition will be 4,500 square feet. It will house 3 general education classrooms and 1 small group instruction room. It should be noted that designs for these projects are not completed. In New Jersey, the referendum is submitted to the Department of Education based on conceptual plans. It is only after the referendum passes would the district have to incur the costs of design. If the referendum were to fail, they wouldn't have incurred those costs up front. Here's an exterior concept rendering of what that elementary school addition could look like. We want to make sure that we maintain the look and the feel of the existing building. Here's an interior concept of what that interior could look like. Flexible, movable furniture allowing students to group or work individually, efficient storage and equipment necessary to fulfill the curriculum, as well as bright and cheerful colors, since this is an elementary school addition. At the middle school, the existing STEM lab, while relatively new, is suffering from a lack of ability to support the newer programs that the district wants to offer. These upgrades will now include new power, drop-down power requirements, furniture, more equipment, the ability to handle robotics, avionics, other programs that the district wishes to offer. The main office and lobby renovations will take advantage and reclaim underutilized space, as well as provide a secure vestibule for the main entrance. Unit ventilator replacements and rooftop unit additions will also be provided at the middle school. These will help with enhanced ventilation, filtration, and air conditioning. The boilers at the middle school are beyond their useful life, and they will be replaced, including alternates for additional equipment upgrades. Similarly to the elementary school, the roofing section and window replacements will also be completed here. Here you see a diagram of the main office renovation and secure vestibule. The intent will be to provide a vestibule outside of the building with a transaction window where visitors will be greeted and vetted via a software that will scan their license and print out a visitor's badge. Only after will they be allowed in the building. We will reclaim underutilized space in the lobby area and include that now in the main office, creating greater efficiency and additional workstations for the administrative staff. An exterior concept of what that vestibule might look like: storefront laminated glass underneath the existing canopy. Another image from the outside of what that might look like. The STEM lab renovations would take the existing lab and enhance it with additional power, a robotics table, flexible, movable furniture and equipment, as well as individual areas in the room that could be used for group and individual instruction. Here's an interior concept of what that room could look like. The room is currently next to the media center and has 18-foot ceilings, so it could be used for robotics or aeronautics or drone flights, given the height of the room. Another image of what that interior concept might look like. So let's talk a little bit about the projected costs for this referendum. We've broken those projected costs out by the elementary school and the middle school. At Lincoln Park Elementary School, the classroom addition, 4 classrooms and renovations to the existing building, has an approved project cost of $2.7 million. Equally, new construction is not funded as greatly as capital projects, but we did receive $63,000 in funding for the renovation portion of that work, resulting in a net $2.6 million after debt service aid. The capital projects, which include the unit ventilator replacements, the rooftop units, the windows, the roof replacement, has a price tag of about $2.8 million. Here, the district received almost $1 million in debt service aid, reducing that net cost to $1.8 million. The total cost at the elementary school is $5.5 million, with over $1 million in debt service aid, reducing that project to $4.5 million. At the middle school, the educational STEM lab and lobby renovations is about $458,000. The approved debt service aid there is about $155,000, reducing that project cost to $302,000. The capital projects, unit ventilators, rooftop units, window replacements, boiler replacements, and roof replacements, totals about $4.2 million. Here we received $1.4 million in debt service aid, which reduces that project to $2.7 million. An overall project cost of $4.6 million is reduced by $1.5 million in debt service aid, reducing that project to $3.1 million. All total, these 2 projects result in a $10.2 million referendum cost, with $2.6 million in approved debt service aid. The net cost after is $7.6 million, which will be the impact on the taxpayers. State aid is approved in the amount of $2.6 million, reducing this project to $7.6 million after state aid. So how do we understand debt service aid and the funding formula if the referendum passes? The district has submitted the project to the Department of Education for approval, and we received a letter stating that the district will receive up to 34% of debt service aid. The $2.6 million in debt service aid reduces the $10.2 million project to about $7.6 million. On the average assessed home of $322,286 in Lincoln Park, the impact would be $77 per year, or $6.42 per month. So what does your vote mean? If you were to vote yes for this project, you receive $10.2 million in the projects that were noted above: classroom addition, capital renovation projects, HVAC, ventilation upgrades, roof and window replacements, boiler replacements, for $6.42 per month. If you were to vote no for this referendum, the existing facilities would remain as they are, and the district would continue to attempt to repair and fix the issues they have with the existing facilities out of their capital budget. So when and where do I vote? The referendum is scheduled for March 8th, 2022, and the polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. The polling location where all wards will vote is the Powell Community Center on 10 Boonton Turnpike in Lincoln Park. It should be noted that the last day to register to vote for this referendum is February 15th. So based upon the schedule that's been outlined, a great deal of work has gone into setting this referendum up for March 8th. We've made our submission to the Department of Education and received approvals for the project, and also received approvals for debt service aid. We are a mere weeks before the referendum, and we are in the process of ongoing public information sessions, social media, print and web campaigns, as well as public meetings and responding to your questions as voters. The referendum is slated for March 8th. The following are images of project potential. Once the referendum is approved, we would go into design and be able to design the classroom addition that might look like this. Interior classroom spaces that are bright and vibrant for the children of Lincoln Park. Impacting the spaces with wall graphics that enhance school spirit and address the need to brighten up the spaces. STEM labs, science labs that are flexible and movable that really support and enhance the curriculum needs that the district wishes to pursue. Given the number of meetings and presentations, the district has received frequently asked questions and wishes to address some of the more pertinent ones herein. Why can't the board stockpile or save monies that can be used to pay for these types of projects rather than go out for referendum? Unfortunately, while a board is allowed to allocate funds through its capital reserve, they can only be saved within the 2% tax cap. Therefore, it's not possible to carry over monies that would be necessary to complete a project of this magnitude. A referendum is our district's one best opportunity to bring our facilities up to current standards. Children and construction. Safety is always a prime concern while work is being done, and we do our best to schedule the work at times when students are not in schools. When school is in session, however, students are always separated from work at all times, and students can attend classes with minimal disruption. Can more money be spent than the amount approved in the question? The simple answer is no. The cost of the referendum projects cannot exceed the amount approved by the voters. The district cannot add or supplement through capital reserve or other budget accounts. So when would the work begin and when will it be completed should this referendum pass? The schedule for the implementation of all projects will be carefully reviewed and crafted into a detailed timeline that works best for the school districts. Given the timing of the March referendum, the easiest projects could be started as early as the summer of 2022. Other projects that require more time to develop plans and designs will begin later in the 2023 school year or the summers of 2023 and 2024. It is likely to take approximately 2 to 3 years to phase all of the projects in a way that allows the students and staff to continue their everyday activities. Also, allowing flexibility of the schedule will enable us to achieve and receive the best pricing for these projects. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation and learn more about the upcoming referendum projects. I hope that you will see the value in the projects that the district has put together that will enhance the learning and safety of the Lincoln Park Public Schools. The presentation and other information is available on the district's website shown below. The contact information, should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Superintendent Michael Meyer or myself, Frank Massinio from Solutions Architecture. I thank you again. Have a great day.